Yeah.
All right, all right, all right, all right. We are live. We are absolutely live here at the American Podcast Information Network. My name is Iron Solomon, and I am just narrating for the day. But I have an amazing cast here of individuals that we love to talk about boxing. We love to share about it, and that's what we plan to do today to discuss this upcoming fight. It's a big thing. It's probably once in a lifetime type of fight. So that's something that we want to make sure that we discuss because we are, we like it. We enjoy it. Uh, myself personally, spend a lot of time in the gym doing it. So it's something that, our community is buzzing about as well. There's fight parties everywhere that everyone's going to be attending. Everyone has an opinion on it. So I think ours is just as good as anyone else's. So with that said, and without further ado, again, my name is Iron Solomon, and I am narrating this podcast today. This is going to be the first of many, and this is also just a pre-fight podcast. We're also going to do a post-fight podcast. Keep in mind, so be on the lookout next week, possibly Thursday. Be on the lookout for a flyer on the actual date, but it should be so we can do a post-fight, and let's see how our analysis holds up. But for now, let me go ahead and introduce my other partner on the other end of the table there, my brother David Israel. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, I'm doing fine. How you doing, my brother?
Pretty good, pretty good. Why don't you introduce yourself to everybody a little bit here?
Hey, hi everybody out there on Facebook land. Just want to introduce myself as my name is David Israel. I'm a boxing enthusiast. I love the sport of boxing. I've always loved the sport of boxing. Actually, ever since the days of Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, you name all the greats, Tommy Hearns. But I say within the past I say 8 to 9 years, I really, really have enjoyed watching boxing, especially even the amateurs, and watching fighters come up in the amateurs like Terrence Crawford. I'm really looking forward to this upcoming fight, and I hope to share my views with you, with the audience.
All right, all right. And who is the young lady next to you right there that she's joining the panel here? Or can you introduce yourself there?
Hi, my name is Joyce Israel, and I am a boxing enthusiast myself.
Mhm.
I've been a boxing fan for many years. I actually was introduced to boxing through my mom. My mom was a boxing fanatic. She loved it. And I would always see how enthused she was about it. So it intrigued me to the point where I would sit down and watch some of the fights, and she would have fight parties and invite a bunch of people over. And just became a thing for me too. I fell in love with it. I love the camaraderie of it. I've been a fan since uh, the Sugar Ray Leonard, the um, all the greats, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Oh my God, you name it. I've watched, and I've been a fan ever since, and it's still ongoing. As a matter of fact, we're throwing a fight party for this fight of the. I believe this is going to be a fight really much for the history books. I don't think it's any other one like it that's going to come up anytime soon. So I'm very intrigued to see what happens on Saturday.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah,
Good
we
stuff.
definitely are. You got something to say there, David?
No, I'm just
Oh,
listening to it.
okay,
I
okay.
feel on that for real.
Yes, sir. And then go ahead and introduce yourself, this young, beautiful lady to the left of me.
Hey everyone, I'm Zipporah Israel. I'm excited to be here. This is what I think the fight of the decade easily.
Yes.
Maybe even the past 20 years. This is like by far the two greatest fighters pound to pound that I probably witnessed. So I want to say I'm just happy to be here with everyone. I've been watching sports my whole life. So for me, I just love competition. I love the dedication, people that put their all into what they love, and then they show up. So for the
Mhm.
past 5 years, though, I want to say I've been really watching a lot of combat sports, UFC, boxing. I'm really yeah, excited. The suspense is killing me. I can't wait to see the fight.
No, right.
But yeah, I'm thankful to be here.
Wonderful, wonderful. And everybody touched on it a little bit, but I did want to get a little closer look at or understanding of how everyone got interested specifically in boxing and sports overall. So, David, I know we all spoke a little bit about it, but just a little bit more in depth of, maybe one of your first experiences, even watching a fight or whatnot, or, kind of take it wherever you want to take that question.
I got you. I like to say my first experience with combat sports was basically from youth. My mom, she was gracious enough to put, because she mostly had all boys, to put us in a karate training school where we learned karate, and that was real exciting for me at a young age. And watching our trainer, I remember one time, my brother, he was real good at karate. We stayed in projects, and I remember looking down. We all was looking down off. I think we stayed on a high floor, like the 11th or something. We watched him get out of school, and he was like, Jet Li or somebody, and he had got in, some guys tried to jump, the little boys tried to jump on him, and he was like, I think he took on a whole gang of them. And it was just always exciting to me coming up in my youth, and also seeing my the trainer teacher guy when we got into it with a group of kids in the neighborhood, to see him come out and like be like a G.I. Joe, karate, Bruce Lee guy, kicking people. So I've always really enjoyed watching combat sports. So when boxing came along, like during the Muhammad Ali days, and seeing Muhammad Ali doing the Muhammad Ali shuffle and things of that nature, Sugar Ray, how quick and fast he was, and how he would throw all those combinations, that was real exciting to me. And so I continued the journey um, to right now, and I'm here, and I still love it.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Joyce, how's your experience there?
My experience, as I stated, my first experience with boxing came from my mom. Like I said, she was an advocate fan, and just to see her excitement about it, and to witness it for myself as a young lady growing up, it intrigued me to the point. I've always been a sports fan. I love the camaraderie of any sport. I'm a football fanatic. Basketball was my first love. I fell in love with that. But boxing and being introduced to it at about 20 years old from my mom, and I just grew to love it. I grew to love it, and God is a God of war. So you can go in the ring and you can box,
Yes.
and you can use your God-given talent, as most of them do, to entertain and to do what you compete and do what you love to do. I think it's awesome. So yeah, that was it. I fell in love with it and been a fan ever since. I actually got to the point I would throw parties myself. Mayweather, particularly, I loved him as a boxer, very skillful boxer. And I fell in love with him as a boxer because he just was who he was. He never lost a fight, for one, and he danced in the ring to me. I just would I would watch him, and it just seemed like he would dance in the ring. So I was intrigued by that. It's to the point where every time he would box, he would always box in May. I guess because his name was Mayweather. So he always boxed in May. And it was always the first week of May. My birthday is on the 5th of May. Okay. So I would always have a fight party on the week he would fight. And after he retired, I just kind of continued that whole thing with other boxers. But yeah.
Okay, forget about your boy Roy Jones.
Roy Jones too. Roy Jones too.
Yeah, I think I heard somewhere that one of the reasons Mayweather fought in May though was because he would try to fight during Cinco de Mayo to attract the Mexican crowd. So he was like fighting it. He does like Canelo was doing, fighting in May and September, and then he went to like once a year. But Zipporah, you go ahead and your insight on how you got interested in just sports overall and boxing, etc.
I would say, well, for me growing up, the first boxing match I know that I watched was huge, was the Holyfield and Tyson. Growing up, that was huge everywhere. Everybody was talking about it. The whole biting off the ear thing. That was everywhere, when I was a kid. But my father, he always had the Muhammad Ali picture, the famous one. And I kind of he would watch old clips of boxing, and he would do like fast hand slap boxing with us. And it was just, I don't know, something that was always in our home. I just love sports overall. Like I said, the competition, people can just put their all into something and, broadcast it before everyone. That's talent. It's a blessing to have that talent. So yeah, I enjoy boxing.
Understand. Wonderful. And for myself, I'm kind of like David. When I was a kid, I got introduced to I think it was Bruce Lee on TV. And I remember me and my brother, we had a mattress on the floor at the time. But it was good because we broke the bed, because I was jumping on the bed all the time. But we didn't have boxing gloves and nothing like that. But what we would do is we would take some socks, we'll roll up one pair of socks and then put it in the sock, and then put the other sock on and put a rubber band on it. And we went at it. Me and my brother went at it, And so that was my, I always thought like a ninja to this day. I enjoyed and the lifestyle of it too, what they showed, the discipline and the honor in it, and then you have to be, an honorable person to be a real ninja or something. So those things always attracted me early in my life, and then I was always fighting too. I don't know, maybe I thought I knew how to fight back then, but I was always fighting. And then eventually I got into martial arts myself. And then growing up too, watching sports. I was a big baseball fan at the time. But when I really got into boxing, it was Mayweather was on the scene, Tyson was on the scene, and it was a pretty good time. Like Tyson was like this superhero, invincible forever, and I watched that Douglas fight live, and it broke my heart. It broke my heart. I was like, "Oh no, not him!" You know, it's like it was crazy. Yeah. So that's kind of how I got into it as well. What was that?
Say great ones fall.
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, even Christ fell, but he'll be back again, you know. But yeah, that was my introduction to it, and always liked it since then. And then growing up I did a little bit of boxing and MMA myself, so I got more into understanding the rigorous training and the detail that goes behind the fight. And I even had amateur fights myself, so understanding that whole process, the win and the loss process, was pretty life-changing for me overall. It taught me a lot. So I was grateful for that. But now, what joins us together? We spoke briefly on it about the fight party this weekend at David's house.
Yeah. Come on out, everybody.
Yeah, we're going to be at David's house.
So much, we tell you, come on out.
Yeah, it's going down. It's going down. But and that fight is Canelo. That fight is Canelo versus Crawford, and that is Cinnamon versus Terrence Crawford. That's it. People don't know yet. Bud, Cinnamon versus Bud.
The fight of the century.
The fight of the century. They say the century. They say quarter century, half century, decade. Everybody's talking about it, and I'm pretty excited about it myself. It's a huge amount of money being paid to these fighters. They're prize fighters. They fight for a prize, and yeah, absolutely. And I expect them to be front and center and give all their heart and in the actual fight. So with that said, I do want to get a pre-fight analysis. I want to ask everyone. I'll start with that, and then we'll just keep that flow going down from David down. I want to ask everyone about their thoughts on Canelo specifically, and then also on Crawford, and also on how you think that match might play out overall. Okay.
Well,
so once again, your thoughts on Canelo, and Crawford, and then how you think that fight is going to play out. Not a prediction,
right,
but just the rhythm and the flow and the, as far as the fight.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll start off talking about Canelo. First round Hall of Fame. He's gonna definitely be in the Hall of Fame. First rounder, Hall of Famer. He got a bunch of skills. Like you said, he has faced everyone, every style, every type of competition, southpaw, orthodox, you name it. He will beat your arms into submission. He's definitely a forward fighter. I like to even say he can be a brawler. He's not coming in the ring to play around. So I know that Crawford's gonna have his hands filled to the max. What I like about Canelo, he's patient. If you watch his fights, he's very patient. I know at times he can get frustrated, but he's very patient. And once he see and smell blood, it's over with. It's over with. He's going in for the kill. But ironically, he's facing a person that's just like him to a certain degree, because once Terrence Crawford smells blood, he's going in for the kill. But in this match, Terrence has to be careful, because I understand and I know that Terrence take a lot of unnecessary punches. If he would move his head more and like they say, keep the ear the telephone up. They use another term, but basically guarding his head for those head shots, because those too much head shots, we know in boxing, it could cause a lot of trauma to the head, and then fighters be, punch drunk, as they say. He definitely don't want that to happen because he got a family. I think they say he got what, seven kids. So he definitely want to come back home. And he's at his later years now. I think Crawford is 37 years of age. So he has to be careful going in there with a great fighter like Canelo. But I ain't gonna make my prediction now. I'll turn it over to somebody else.
All right. So that's good, very good insight, brother David there, and I do agree. The miles are adding up. You got to be careful and protect the not just the brain, but your future, your family's future, your all of that. You wanna enjoy some of that in a real way, not fighting the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? So that's absolutely correct. Joyce, what are you thinking there about Canelo and Crawford and the matchup overall?
Well, I first want to start off by saying that both of them are first ballot Hall of Famers. Okay? I'm taking nothing away from Canelo. I think that he is a very smart fighter. He's patient. The thing about Canelo that as I've watched him over the last few years, he's gotten slower. He's probably on his way out. If you say everybody has an up and a down period in boxing, and I think that he's on the downward slope of boxing because he has gotten slower. His last fight that I saw with Skull wasn't. Skull being who he is, he wasn't one of those fighters that you would think that would give Canelo a problem. Someone like Canelo, but he did. He took him 12 rounds. And, I think that's partially because Canelo has a habit of wanting to brawl, and he does particularly well from what I see when fighters are standing in front of him. He's not too good with movers because if you look at the two fights that he did lose, the one to Mayweather and the other to the Bull, they weren't mobile. They weren't steadfast, standing in front of him, if you will, and giving him the opportunity to land so many punches.
Right.
They were mobile fighters. And when you look at Crawford is he's built the same way. The thing I love about Crawford and the most is that he is versatile. He's a mover and a shaker. And he's not going to stand in front of Canelo and take those punches that Canelo is accustomed to the fighters taking from him. Canelo is strong. My only concern for Crawford at this point is that Crawford can't take too many punches from him. I worry about the punching power of
moving
Canelo.
up two weight class.
But I think Crawford's weight, everybody's talking about how small he is over versus Canelo, but I think that's going to play into his favor. He doesn't need to be too big. I think you can bulk up too big, and that could be a concern when you're coming up 2 and 3 weight classes to fight a Canelo who's been there for years. So that's pretty much it for me. I think that Crawford.
No predictions.
I know. I think that Crawford can do well in this fight. He just has to. He's very intelligent. He has an IQ that's good, and I think that that's going to work in his favor in this fight.
Wonderful.
Yeah, good stuff.
Absolutely. And no predictions. Don't got to remember no predictions yet. But so as far as and one of the words that stood out to me when you were speaking about the mobility of the fighters is as long as they're not flat-footed, that's a big and it's definitely, you're pretty on point with the losses that he has. He was dealing with people who know how to move around. So yep, absolutely. So Zipporah, what are you thinking? What are you thinking as far as Crawford, Canelo, and just fight analysis overall?
Yeah, so I've seen the last few Crawford fights, Canelo fights. He has gotten slower. even though Crawford is older than Canelo, obviously Canelo has more miles on him. So, and then I do believe Crawford is a little bit more agile. Canelo is powerful, very, very powerful. I don't think he is as skillful as Bud Crawford, but he's definitely powerful. Any one of them can get the knockout. I'm not gonna give any prediction, but I think it's gonna be really good. I think it's gonna be a good fight. But Canelo, he has it. He has power. I've seen like he likes to go right in, but yeah, Crawford has good footwork though, and he might dance around them. So if he don't get a chance to land that punch, you know. But again, he is strong. He's very talented. He has 62 wins for a reason. So yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah, big fight.
Yeah.
I think it's 63.
Well,
No, I think 62 wins. 62,
62?
2-1. Yeah, no
Okay.
contest. Yeah.
yeah, and a couple of them I thought he lost. To be honest, like the Triple G fights.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
So in my mind, he's like 60.
Like 60 and something.
64 and two no contest. 60 and 4 no contest. But okay, we can't do it like that.
I can't do it like that.
But still, 60 wins, however you want to play, that's a lot. How many knockouts does he have?
31.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 31.
How many knockouts?
Well, I got 39. I must get.
Does he got 39? Well,
Yeah,
you know what? He might have 39 with the 62-39. I think Crawford's 41-31. My bad. Yeah,
Now
something like that.
Ratio, though, 41-31, that knockout ratio.
Yeah, 75% knockout ratio. That's crazy.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Did you say 75%?
so like 76, 77.
Yeah, that's
for
like 3 to
Crawford.
4. That's 3 to 4. Yeah.
Mhm.
And all them wins with only 2 losses. That's great.
That is, especially with the
makes
level
him
of competition.
First ballot Hall of Famer right there. That put him in the gate.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, who were Canelo's biggest competitors?
Mayweather.
Yeah.
Did he lose?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you have to put all of that in perspective. You know, you have to also look at who he fought.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the skill set of the fighters he fought. Not to take anything away from him. He has more wins, more fights under his belt, which actually works in Crawford's favor when you think about it. The mileage is high. But I just think Crawford got his number. I think he got his number. I think
the prediction.
I think he got his number. I'm not predicting anything. I just think that Crawford has his number. As far as the skill of Crawford is unmatched at this point. I don't see anybody else in the boxing community with the skill set that Crawford has.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. That's a gift. To come in with that type of skill.
Shakur's pretty good though too. Steven Shakur. Yeah, Shakur Stevenson.
He's up and coming.
Yeah, he's up and coming. He's actually like his understudy too. Like, he's in the gym with him all the time. He's, and he's Crawford's biggest fan too. He's Crawford's biggest fan.
And then his homeboy Nelson.
Which Nelson?
Nelson, the one who designed the suit.
Yeah. He cold. He does all his suits too.
Yeah, he real
Yep.
cold.
I wonder what he's gonna do for the Canelo fight. How he's what custom outfit he's gonna put.
Yeah,
because he had the fisherman and all that. Yeah, he said catch the big fish. He said you ain't. He said you ain't gonna catch a fish. He said I got a hook enough big enough for that.
What was your prediction on that fight?
I was going with Crawford.
I knew Crawford was
but
gonna
I
win.
was like,
I knew Crawford was
I
gonna
knew
win
he
too.
was gonna win. At how bad he beat up on that man. I was like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
that was tough.
It was tough to watch.
Yeah, it was a bully beat down.
Go ahead and stop it. I mean, at this point.
See, and people was underestimating Crawford's strength and his power and his technical IQ and skill.
Absolutely. And it shows because one of the things that I noticed very carefully in that fight is that when Crawford came into that fight from the very first round, he refused to let Errol Spence bump him, push him or move him back.
Absolutely.
And every single time he grabbed him, he made it a point to push Errol Spence back, to push him back, to bump him back. To, like he was letting them know in the gate, you are not stronger than me.
Right.
That's the biggest thing you got against me, and you are not stronger than me. And it really did something to the psyche, in my opinion, because he's like, if I can't bully him and I'm the bully, then what can I do? You know,
he literally made Earl Spence look like an amateur.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
You know, unquestionable.
Yep, he sure did. Unfortunately, because Errol Spence is a world-class fighter. He's a three-time unified champion.
That was my man.
3-time unified. That's a lot of people who never accomplished that. As far as collecting some belts in the but
absolutely
he ran into the buzzsaw, boy. The buzzsaw. The buzzsaw.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he got him in.
He can't.
Yeah, he got him.
Earl was considered the big shark, right?
Yeah, the big fish. The big fish.
Net represented.
Yeah,
he was catching the big fish.
Yeah, but what he didn't realize is Crawford had a big hook.
Big hook.
He gonna catch him with a big hook.
Awesome.
Absolutely. As far as on my end, as far as analysis, I do think Bud is going to be the mobile fighter, but I don't think he wants to move around in this fight. I think he wants to prove a point. Really? I know so. Not only does he not want to move around, he refused to put weight restrictions. He refused to put a weight restriction after the fight. He wants Canelo at Canelo's absolute best, because we got to understand.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Why do you say that? Is there a reason? You have to gauge a reason why you're saying that.
As far as why he's not going to move around,
not going to move around,
because he doesn't move around. He doesn't actually move around. He just pivots in angles. He just gets out of in front of you, but then he's right next to you, hooking you, uppercutting you. He's not a runner. He's never been an actual runner.
Not that he's a runner, but the ability for him to get out of the way
is like, now you see me, now you don't.
He'll pivot.
He pivots. Yeah, absolutely. And he pivots on both sides because he's a switch hitter.
Right.
So you don't know which way he's really coming. He has a probing jab. Then that's how he keeps people away from him with some people just keep their hands up like Canelo. He doesn't have too much of a probe jab. He keeps his hands up in the high guard and he throws his jab. Crawford keeps that hand out there and he's playing with it. He's always in your face, always doing this, always tapping you. You don't know when it's coming hard, when it's coming stiff, when he's just feinting you. So and that's how he keeps fighters off him. He doesn't run from fighters.
Right.
He's 31 knockouts, 41 fights. That shows he's there. He's there to hit you. Right. You know what I mean? He got to be close enough to hit you. Now Skull, that was a marathon. That was a marathon. That fight with Skull. He's running around, putting his hands in the air like this just to miss it. Man, take a hit, bro.
Also, Charlo and Terrence Crawford, he saw that fight, and I'm sure he got some pointers on what not to do with Canelo from the Charlo and Canelo fight. Charlo had his skates on, running around the ring instead of doing the angles and hitting them. And staying sometimes just scared. He was scared to throw his hands a lot of times.
He was intimidated overall. He was already mentally beat down a little bit. His
arms. He talked about his
payday.
Arms.
He got his payday. He's good. He got his payday.
Payday.
But in paying attention to that Charlo fight, we got to remember Bud Crawford is doing exactly what Charlo did. Charlo was undisputed at 154. Came up 2 weight classes and still went 12 rounds with them. And Charlo is not 25% of what Bud is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He did the same as that jump, and he lasted the whole fight.
Right.
So and Bud is there. He finna show up to fight. Yeah.
Okay, so with that point, then, how many people went 12 rounds with Crawford in the last few Crawford fights?
In his whole career, only 10.
The last fight, I think the last fight Matchball went 12 rounds with him.
Yeah. But before that, he had 11 knockouts in a row. Before that, 11 knockouts in a row. And most of the distance fights that he had was like the 4-round fights, 6-round fights, and 8-round fights in the beginning of his career. Because out of 41 fights, if he got 31 knockouts, only 10 people went the distance. And we can only count 2 of them from the last 10 years, probably.
To be fair, his fight with Benavidez. he went 11 rounds, 12. He went all 12.
Who did?
Before he got knocked out.
Oh, yeah. He knocked him out at the last moment. So it didn't go 12. We went 12, but
But
it was no decision. It was a knockout.
I like being
Yeah, and it was a beat down to 12 rounds.
But
Though,
it was
too.
a
It was a
beat-
beat down.
It was the
I
beat-
think he wanted to beat him down as
Hey.
much as he could before he knocked him out.
He was a good competitor, though. You would have thought.
Yeah.
Into the fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good fight. It was 28-0. He was
Right.
28-0.
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
he got
no.
he got
That was a
he
pickup
got
fight. That
folded
was
up
fun.
like a handkerchief.
Oh yeah, you see how he went down. He went
Yeah.
down.
Like somebody took the kickstand off the bike.
Uh-huh. But-
it's not no walk in the park either now.
No. He shows not. He shows
I've
not.
got quite a few fighters, and he's had some good matches.
And he's right on top of you too. Like,
But what
Yeah,
what do y'all think is going to take to beat a
Canelo
Canelo? Why don't-
Well,
Canelo has a good right
Well,
hook.
we're gonna get into that. We're gonna
Oh,
get
okay.
into the
I'm
keys to
jumping
victory.
the
Hold
gun,
on.
my bad.
We're gonna get into the keys to victory.
Okay.
The keys to victory in a minute. I'm just
Okay.
gonna finalize my analysis real quick though.
All right.
As far as Bud on that end though, I don't think he's there to run. The change in physique, all those muscles popping out of everywhere that I just saw. I think he's ready to take some. He's ready. His body is ready
They
for a
said he
rigorous
got an
fight.
8-pack. He got more than a 6.
Yeah, absolutely, he does. He's
Well, he has muscle where muscle is going to count.
yeah, because he
not
used to
too
cut so
bulky.
much weight. He used to
He's
cut
not too
so much
bulky,
weight.
which is good.
Yeah,
But he bulked up to me, my opinion, in all of the right places. Where he needs to
Yeah,
bulk
well, he ain't gonna be tight.
So,
You know.
Yeah,
he said,
I
my
think-
body just did what it did. Like, I'm training my body. Did what it did.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. But I do think and as far as him being a switch hitter, I think that's going to play pivotal when it comes to Canelo.
Yeah.
Because I've
would
seen
say-
switch hitters before, and I've seen Bud switch, but the way he switched with Errol Spence was different because he was switching per punch. The first Errol Spence knockdown, if we take a look at it, he hit him with the jab. And after his jab, while he was jabbing, he was switching his feet and hit him with like a secondary jab. And it seemed like it was a straight right, but it was actually jabs on both ends and caught Errol Spence so off balance because he switched from one punch to another.
In a split second.
And he did it a few times in that fight, and that threw him off. So I think that's going to be real pivotal as well. As far as Bud.
That's why Earl said that if anybody could beat him, and it's in his order, it's Crawford.
And he said he's going for Bud. He said he's going for
I
Bud.
know.
Now, as far as Canelo on my end,
For him to say that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
very humble.
Yeah, I
I
remember.
said the same thing
Mhm.
before.
He said he was going for Bud.
no. As far as Canelo overall, though, outside of Canelo having the advantage in size, because even if Bud looks bigger than Canelo has been fighting at this weight class for so long. Like his muscles and his physique is actually accustomed to the weight class and what the weight class brings. His muscle memory, all of that. He's adjusted to it. Crawford looks great, but
His
we don't
first
know the
time
toll
in
it's
this
going to
weight
take.
class,
We don't know
yeah.
how much oxygen those muscles are going to absorb from him, and if he's prepared for that. Although
Well,
I did hear,
he been with the
he been
smack.
and he's in high altitude training.
Yeah, all that down
he's
there.
done his job.
Yeah.
We just need to see what happens.
You heard his trainer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Bomac
okay.
is real confident.
Now, and the
Bomac
other
is real-
trainer too.
Rich.
They say he ready.
Yeah, they ready. You ready?
ready.
Well said. Like I said, his IQ alone is going to have him mentally
Frustrated.
prepared for this fight because he knows what it's going to take at this point because he's witnessed 2 other losses. Yeah.
But is that a negative psychologically?
I think so.
I'm going to say it like this. I think if you don't listen to anybody, listen to the guys who are in the ring with Crawford. You understand? Listen to those guys who were in the ring with Crawford because one thing people I think underestimate about Crawford is his strength. They never say, if you listen to the commentators and the people who haven't been in the ring with him, they never give him credit for his strength. They don't know how strong he is. But to hear the fighters that have been in the ring with him, they will tell you he's strong. He's a strong fighter.
Yeah, they all say it.
Canelo is strong. We know he's strong. He's a strong fighter.
Yeah, he knocks out
He's a
175ers.
One punch can knock you out.
Yeah.
And he has a bad right hook
Yeah.
that you have to be careful.
And it's fast. And he mixes it with the jab, so it's tricky.
He got that straight jab, so he holds you like
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
But that's only if you're standing in front of him.
Exactly.
And then you got to be careful about getting on the ropes with Canelo. When you get on the ropes, it's like you going into your little grave pit, you know, and ready to dump the casket on him.
Yeah, I agree.
Digging your own ditch.
Crawford not a rope fighter.
No. But if Canelo can cut off the ring properly, if he puts enough pressure, you know, you can see instances during the fight that Crawford is going to have his back on the ropes. You know, hopefully he's rolling out, but Crawford punches back, man. Crawford is not the type to just cover up. He punches when you punch.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. He because while you're punching, you're open. You know, so he definitely always does that. He punches.
And then another thing, like you say, a counter puncher, he's determined to get his lick back.
Yeah,
he's determined.
He gets upset when you hit him.
He gonna get hit. He'll take something. He know that he got to take something in order to give some. But if you come at him and you come at him hard, he gonna come right back at you.
It's like poking the bear.
Yeah, I think Porter, like you were saying, how people who have fought him, Sean Porter said it best.
Listen to those people.
Exactly.
They've been in the ring with this man. There's somebody who has been in the ring with him and lost because he's like 41-0. If they've been in the ring with him and they can humbly say that he's strong and they know that he's a strong puncher, you have to listen. You have to take that into account.
Another thing,
the people on outskirts, like the announcers and the people, the podcasters who don't know from anything what his punching power really is. You have to take that into consideration.
And another thing about Canelo, though, is his movement. It is not what it used to be. You know, when he was fighting like Daniel Jacobs, when he was moving and bobbing, and he was boom, 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 boom. And, you know, yeah. And this day and age, he's more of a seek and kill type of guy. He's just chasing you. He will chase you around the ring, try to grab and just hit you hard until you give up. You know, he's kind of a bully at that.
I have a question. So, do you think Canelo has something that Crawford doesn't have, or vice versa, or does Crawford have a skill that Canelo doesn't have?
Vice versa, both. I think both. I think personally.
Like, and what is that?
Well, more experience is first and foremost.
Who has the most experience?
Canelo has more experience because he has almost 50% more fights than him, and then he had a extensive amateur background too. He turned pro at 15, so he has over 5 more years of experience in the ring, and he's never hit the ground. He has an iron chin, so I don't anticipate Crawford. Well, not that I don't anticipate a knockout. If Crawford has the ability to knock him out, it's going to be based on the accumulation of punches and punches that are well timed and that Canelo doesn't see. But if Canelo can see the punch, you're not going to knock him out with something he can see. He takes the punch. He absorbs it. He knows how to roll off of it. You know, he knows how to take those punches pretty good. So on that end, but they both have a bag of skill sets. They both really do, you know, and they both have heart. You know, they both are determined. They both are confident.
What makes it a great fight.
Yeah, they're both confident. They're both world class. They're both unified champions. You know, Canelo's a 2-time unified champion in 1 weight class, but Crawford's a 2-time unified champion in 2 different weight classes. 4-division world champion. You know, so ultimately it is you know, who's going to do better with the tools that they got, you know, because I will say Crawford has, you know, they both been hit. Canelo's never been moved, but Crawford on
Bevo don't
2 occasions.
Didn't Bevo kind of
no Bevo beat him up, but he never shook. He never had a shaky knee. He never did a little dance, nothing like that I know of, you know. But Crawford, when he was fighting when he was fighting that young Cuban kid, Gamboa, when they were both 23 and old, both of them. He got prideful. He put his hands down and kind of put his hand in facing, and he got clipped.
Yeah, really.
And you seen him with a little stanky leg a little bit, and also with the Mean Machine. The Mean Machine hit him a few times, and it was arguably, it was labeled a slip. But because he kind of grabbed, there was some rustling going on.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I bring that up is because as talented as Crawford is, and he's been clipped a lot of times, and it hasn't bothered him. Like Errol Spence hit him with quite a few good shots, and it didn't even bounce right off of him. But Errol Spence is not Canelo. Right. And Canelo knows how to properly place a punch as well. He knows how to feint. He's a great counter puncher. He is still fast at his weight class. So although I wouldn't know what Canelo is going to, if Crawford can take the punch, but that's what we're going to watch the fight for, to see if he can actually take the punch, so. Now, with that said, though, we're going to move over right now to keys to victory here. We're gonna move down to David. I want you to try to express yourself as far as what you think Crawford needs to do to win, and to get him there, and what you think Canelo needs to do to win. What are their keys to victory here?
Keys to victory. First thing first, I want to talk about Crawford now. Crawford has to win, and I've said this before, convincingly. He cannot leave this fight into the hands of the judges. Period. Point blank. Period. It's not imperative that he get a knockout, but he definitely needs to win by points and make the judges know, and all the audience, most importantly, of course, the judges, that he won this fight. He needs to frustrate Canelo. If it's moving, if it's feinting, if it's holding them at times, because he might have to hold them, because Canelo gonna come in with shooting out power shots or whatever, and then and I'm just hoping, and this is a side note, I'm just hoping that when he got with Mayweather, and Mayweather showed up at his training or whatever, he gave him some pointers on how to hit without getting hit, because he's definitely going to have to implement that into his arsenal, because that was one of the things that I was concerned about Crawford about. As far as Canelo is concerned, not being biased, but Canelo, if he's to win this fight, keys to victory for him, he's going to have to outpunch Crawford, because Crawford, I believe his whole objective is to outpunch Canelo. But he's going to have to move much faster. He's going to have to implement all his speed. He's going to have to not only go in the toolbox, he's going to have to go in his warehouse and get as much arsenal, the warehouse, and get as much art, because Crawford is so talented. He has such a high IQ. And just keep pounding. And once he see that he has hurt Crawford, I almost hate to say this, but once he see he has hurt Crawford, he got to definitely go in for the kill. He can't try to drag this out, and like they say, go into deep waters. He don't want to go in. He want to try to get this knockout as soon as possible, because if it goes into deep waters, it might be another outcome.
Mm-hmm. Joyce, what are your keys to victory for Canelo and for Crawford?
I'll start with Canelo. For Canelo, his keys to victory are moving forward. He has to always be moving forward, and he can't allow for Crawford to get set with any type of combination punches. Can't allow him to do that. He has to pretty much overpower, basically, by moving forward and not staying flat-footed. He has to stay in front of Crawford and box him in order to beat Crawford. For Crawford has to, he's going to pretty much have to stick and move, and that's his strong suit. he's gonna have to stay out of the way of a lot of the punches Canelo gonna land this way, gonna have coming at him. Because if he can avoid getting hit and punch more, that works in his favor. I also think you're gonna have to keep his earmuffs on. Keep your guards up and avoid the body punches.
Mhm.
You can avoid those body shots.
Right.
He'll be okay.
Wonderful, wonderful. Zipporah, let me know what you think about keys to victory for Canelo and keys to victory for Crawford. What do they got to do individually to win?
So I'll start with Canelo. Canelo has to, he has to move around, but he has to walk him down. He has to walk Crawford down, because if he don't, Crawford gonna come at him, and he won't have a chance to, do anything spectacular. Yeah, and I feel like that's for both of them. They both have to just go ahead and take control of each round, right away, because these are two greats, and anything can happen any moment, any second. Don't put your gloves down. Don't drop
go
your
get no
hands.
popcorn.
Right. Definitely don't get no popcorn. No washroom break. So I think they both need to just try to take control of every round. And as you said, I was saying that earlier, like, do not put it in the hands of the judges. Let them know that you won every round. Don't let it be like, oh, did he win? No. No second guessing. So if we don't see a knockout, I think we're gonna see a knockout. I don't know.
I would say I because both of my big punchers no, I ain't gonna say I'm kind of unsure about that, because we talking about two punchers and they got punching power. I just mentioned that as far as Crawford's concerned, if he shouldn't depend totally on the knockout, because I think Crawford should depend on his skill and his skill set, because he don't necessarily have to beat Canelo by a knockout. He can get more he can beat him by points counted, points earned. You understand what I'm saying? Down in all the way down through the later rounds. Just try to, that Mayweather type of style. Mayweather wasn't no straight knockout artist, but he convinced the judges that he beat this guy, his opponent, by points over a period of time.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
Now, as far as my keys to victory I'll start with Canelo as well. I think Canelo has to try to overwhelm Terrence right away, make him feel like he doesn't belong in the ring with him. He needs to make him feel like I shouldn't have took this fight right away. He definitely needs to come forward. He cannot fight off the back foot. He has to keep pushing forward. Even if he has to just grab Crawford and throw him on to the side. No, he needs to be completely so physical with Crawford that it gives Crawford a crack of doubt, because Crawford's not the type to have any doubt in his mind. That's one of his strongest suits, his mentality. He has a very vicious mentality. Absolutely. He is a finisher, but that's one of the first things that I think Canelo has to do in that fight is try to overwhelm him early before Crawford gains any momentum or any confidence. In the event that the fight gets past the third, fourth, and fifth round, I think that Canelo is going to have to keep a high guard. I think he's going to have to do his best to get to Bud's body. It's going to be difficult because Bud moves his whole body well overall, but I do think he's going to have to try to take some steam away from Bud, knock off his shoulders, knock off his arms, knock off his body, and keep pushing Bud back. Bud's not used to moving back in fights. So, and then with all the extra weight,
cut off the ring with Bud?
I don't know. That's going to be that's one of the keys to victory, though. He needs to, if you want to win, you're going to have to cut off the ring. You're going to have to cut off the ring. But Bud's not a back foot fighter. Although he's a great counterpuncher, he doesn't he likes to move forward. He likes to hunt you down. So with all the extra weight and muscle. And the first time at this weight class, this is such a huge event. I think it will, Bud Canelo putting Bud on the back foot is going to tax Bud a little bit. So I am going to be paying attention. I know Bud is a great, excellent preparer for his fights, but I am going to be looking to make sure that hoping you don't see any type of tiredness in him. Yeah, I want to, well, that's for Canelo. That's the key, and at the end of the day, always act like you won because he is the face of boxing. I heard the judges are judges that favor him. So, if Canelo fails to get any type of knockout,
if they in Vegas.
They are in Vegas, so, yeah, absolutely. That's his home. So I think that's, so if Canelo does make it, if they go 12 rounds, Canelo has to have moments in each round and act like he won every round confidently, in order to take a decision. In my opinion, that's for Canelo. Now for Bud on the other end, I think Bud needs to do what he did with Errol Spence with Canelo, is let him know in the gate, you're not going to bully me. You're not going to push me back. You're not going to push me around, because that is going to throw, I would think that would throw Canelo off just a bit as well, if he realizes that his main strength is not a strength at all. Also, I think punches and bunches for Crawford. Canelo tends to, these days he's kind of lazy with his head, so he tends to move one, maybe two punches out of the way, but Crawford is a 3-4 punch combination hitter, so I think Bud definitely has to do that. And I think Bud has to also utilize when because ultimately they're going to have to fight. Ultimately, Bud has to stand in front of Canelo, he has to stand in front of Canelo, and Canelo's going to want to go head to head with him. I think Bud, has to utilize the uppercut, come right up the middle of the high guard, because if he's having a high guard, Bud has the opportunity to beat the body up as well. But I think Canelo's body is so solid that he needs to go with the uppercut instead and just keep popping his head back, his head back, and eventually catch him with a hook. As far as Bud is concerned, Bud cannot be on the back foot. I think Bud also needs to move forward or move to the side, period. If Canelo's going to clash with him, Bud needs to take that step in and then pivot, pick that step in and then pivot, and just keep going around him, not running from him, but just staying out of right in front of him, specifically. Bud has to be a busier fighter in order to win the decision, and Bud needs to be precise with his punches and with his timing. Bud needs to hit him in the eye. He needs to hit him in the nose. He needs to hit him in the jaw. He needs to hit him right in the mouth. It can't just be like glancing on the next shot and over here on the next shot, and Bud is he turns his punches so well. He gets a lot of people with the equilibrium shots. He gets them in the temple, gets them in the top of the head, and he does that very well. So, he sure does. Yeah, he turns his punches over beautifully, especially. Absolutely. But the thing is that Canelo does have that high guard, and there's a reason for it. So he needs to open him up. That's what I'm trying to say. He needs to open him up before he starts doing that.
I mentioned he has to frustrate Canelo, because when he frustrates Canelo tends to take his high guard down. Yeah.
And he'll wind up.
Bud can go in on him.
Yep. And if it does get late in the fight, if it gets past 6, in my opinion, it's only going 2 different ways. Either he's wearing Bud down or Bud is wearing him down, So if it gets past 6, and because, Canelo starts getting lazy, and once he starts getting tired, he starts winding up. He got wide punch, and you're not going to throw wide punches at Bud. He's going to crack you with about 4 before that gets to him. Right. No, that's not going to work.
Like an overhand right. I don't hardly see him throw a lot of overhand.
Yeah, but I think I think Canelo is pumped up for this fight, though. I ain't gonna lie. I think we're gonna see the best Canelo we saw in a long time. Wow. I think his jab is gonna be sharp. I think he's gonna be alternating between the straight jab and the left hook, the lead hook.
We just I hope we just pray that who's that Boots didn't get up with his glamour doing sparring.
I heard Boots did. Yeah, I heard he did.
See, now he might be still hurt.
Canelo admitted it. Canelo said
he might be still hurt.
And when he got to Vegas on the open carpet and they asked about it, Canelo literally said, "Oh, he got me good. He got me good." I'm like, shit, Boots got you good. Then you might be in more trouble than you think. Yeah. Because Boots is not the same type of switch hitter that Terrence Crawford is, and he doesn't nearly do it as frequent as Terrence Crawford. He moves around and he switches his feet position, but he doesn't actually fight
Yeah,
like Clarence Crawford as far as southpaw to orthodox
because Terrence
consistently and
can
over.
actually fight with any different hand.
Yeah.
Southpaw,
He's strong
orthodox
and he's strong in both
hand,
from
right?
What I understand.
Yeah.
Just listening to the fighters who have fought him, he's strong in both hands.
Mm-hmm.
He can more, he's more than likely. If he has to switch early and often.
Yeah.
With Crawford.
In the beginning, you would think so?
Yeah, absolutely. He has to switch early and often with him. That's gonna
Mix it
frustrate
up.
him
You
as
say,
well.
yeah,
You
that
gotta
might,
mix
yeah,
it
that
up
might mix them up.
because that's gonna frustrate Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
And that will probably be one of the keys to victory for him. Not even probably, that would be
Mm-hmm.
the key to victory for him. He got to switch it up early and often because he's not used to that. He's
Mhm.
not used to that.
And another thing I was thinking too right now, based on because they both have to be aggressive. They both have to try to control the strength area, even though they're by default Canelo's stronger, they say, but Crawford has to prove that Canelo's not stronger. Crawford has a wrestling background too.
Yeah, you do.
He knows how to. He got big feet. Canelo
Yeah.
got thick thighs too, though. They're both.
Yeah.
You can
Mhm.
tell these guys run, they jog, they
Yeah.
climb. They, because boxing is, you got to have a good core.
Yeah.
And but Crawford wrestling teaches you balance and leverage in those tight situations. And because Crawford doesn't like to hold either. I think you're right, David, too. I think I think there are instances he's gonna have to even just to frustrate him and to be
especially if he getting the best of him.
Absolutely.
We know that he's a power
Yeah.
puncher.
But
he can hurt.
but he doesn't like to hold. But and he doesn't like anyone holding him.
He's Crawford is
Yeah.
combative. He's more combative.
Yeah.
He want to get his lick back.
Uh-huh. All right. So we're going to shift over real quick to the weigh-ins. The weigh-ins are our fight predictions. That's going to be our fight predictions here.
Drum roll, please. I can't wait to this part.
All right.
This is the part right here.
All right. So in this fight prediction, I need a winner. Hold on. I need a winner. I need a if it is by decision, I need to know if it's a unanimous decision, split decision. And if it is not by decision, I need to know how it's going to end and what round is going to end. Okay, this is just a prediction. We're going to come back in the post-fight interview and see how we did. So I need to know a winner and means by the win. So David, let me get your analysis here. Let me get your weigh-in, brother.
All right. I have no problem saying who's gonna win this fight. No problem. And everybody who ever been over to the house and came to the fight party at the house, I've been 99% right. I say 99% right on all the fights that I've watched. That's very high. People would tell you this. I got brothers that will tell you this. But yeah,
that's why we're here. We talk about it so much. I know.
Yes, absolutely. I believe Crawford is gonna take care of the business. Crawford is gonna win unanimously. It's gonna shock a lot of people because everybody got Canelo to win this. A lot of people got Canelo to win this fight.
Mm-hmm. He's the favorite.
He's the favorite. I mean, I talked to a guy just the other day. He said he bet on the fight. He bet 300 that Crawford win, and the payback on that is 3,000.
Oh, I need to speak. Let me see where them at. I need to put them three down there.
I just saw him last night.
I got three. I got five right now. But
I wanted to ask you what
gave away our position.
Maybe, but they could have been went online or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have known. But anyway, I got in that second question was decision.
Yeah, decision. So you say unanimous then?
It's gonna be a unanimous decision.
All three judges? Not majority, unanimous.
So all 12 rounds.
I say all three judges. I say it's gonna be a shocker.
Give us a number. Give us a number. What? 115, 113, 116, 112, 117, 111. Where you at? How many rounds you think Crawford's gonna win?
I wanna if I say Crawford gonna win the majority of the rounds, probably 8 out of the 12. Definitely gonna be, like I said, I don't think he's gonna leave it in the hands of the judges because he can't.
This your prediction? What you mean you don't think? You gotta figure out what you don't think.
Because I know that what he's thinking. He know that he's going in on Canelo's territory, so to speak. It's he in Canelo's house. Vegas is Canelo's house almost. It's safe to say that because he got the judges and everything, and them judges is not finna just hand over anything.
The face of boxing.
They know he's the face of boxing. So he has to come in and handle the business. And I think in the words of Antonio Tarver, how did Antonio Tarver say that? He said, now, when it comes to Saul, he said, because if Saul show up, hey, and he got to keep that werewolf Saul out the way. You know what I mean? He got to put that werewolf down. He get that, what they call the bull in the
matador.
The matador. Yeah. He got to tame that bull. If he tame that bull, get that bull in subjection. This is fight all day. And that third
boy using biblical words over here.
And that third one, how to give it going, how it's going to end.
Well, yeah, because you already let me know unanimous decision. Okay. I wanted to know who was going to win. You said Crawford, right? So yeah, because if you felt it was by knockout, then we want to know what round and whether TKO or knockout.
I don't think.
But hold on. Yeah, hold on. You got to stick with one thing though.
I want to roll. Right. It all the way over again.
So that's your final answer. Crawford by unanimous decision, 8 rounds to 4,
with the possibility of a knockout.
Okay, but that's not the prediction though.
I know.
There's a possibility.
We know there's no knockout off the table.
You got to.
Okay, you got to make a decision what you're gonna do though.
I'm kind of at the cross with that though.
Okay.
I'm saying it now.
Okay, no worries. Okay, so you're not sure yet.
I'm saying with a possibility. Can I add that?
No. This ain't spades, bro. Ain't no possibles over here.
I'm saying he gonna win. He gonna win the fight. I think it's gonna go 12 rounds, in my opinion.
Okay, there you go. Joyce, the weigh-ins.
Crawford wins this fight. I got Crawford.
Okay, you got Crawford. Crawford's the winner.
It's gonna be a split decision. It'll be a split decision.
Oh, okay. All 12 rounds. Split what? How many rounds? So what? 6 rounds, 7 rounds of 5, 6, 8 to 4.
I think it will be. I would say 8 to 4.
Okay. Well, so hold on. If it's split decision, so we got 3 judges. So one judge gonna have an 8-4 Crawford. So that's one split. So who's gonna have it for Canelo? Like what do you think the score for Canelo might be on the split decision? Because obviously 2 people gonna have it for Crawford on the split decision.
I think one judge might have it
by 6 and 6.
Yeah, I think it could be one.
You might have 6 to Crawford, 6 to Canelo.
No, that's a draw. Yeah, 7-6 though. If it's 7-5, that's 15, 115, 113.
That's the draw then?
Yeah, 6 and 6 is a draw. That's 114, 114.
If the other 2
but if Canelo wins by 1 round, that'll be 115 and 113. So you think one judge might have him by? Okay. But Crawford, do you think the judges that got Crawford are going to have him by more than 1 round? Both of them?
I think so.
Okay, that makes it a
think
real
so.
good split decision. That makes it a real good split decision. All right, so we got Crawford unanimous decision.
Mhm.
We got Joyce over here. We have Crawford with a split
You said
decision
split.
win.
I'm gonna write that down.
Uh-huh. All right, Japar, what you got? What you got? Who you got? What you got?
Okay. So, in my opinion, this talent that we are seeing comes once in a lifetime. Whew, with that being said, Canelo is so good, but Crawford gonna win.
Okay, so we got a winner.
Crawford is gonna win.
And how's he gonna
It's
win?
gonna be an upset.
Upset.
Very
Okay.
much of an upset. I know the talent that I
The
saw,
upset. I
and,
like that.
You know, it's like it's something again. It's something that you don't come across often.
Astronomical.
No,
She said
a
total upset.
A total upset.
Like a spins type of
either
fight.
a stoppage or a knockout.
Wow.
Okay, so hold on. So you got Crawford. Okay, so you
Yeah,
got to make up your mind though.
Okay.
Is it gonna be a technical stoppage or is it gonna be a knockout?
You can make money on this.
Put some money on.
Knockout 7th round.
Knockout
Wow.
7th round.
You
So she got Terrence Crawford, knockout
round,
7th round. And just to get more details, what punch is gonna do it? What punch is gonna do it? What punch is gonna do it?
No, it's gonna look real good the first 3 rounds. We're gonna be like, wow, I'm really getting in there. It's gonna really look real good the first 3 rounds. And it's gonna start sloping over. 4th, 5th, 6th round, 7th round, about a minute in.
About a minute in. What's the punch?
What's the punch? We're gonna do a combination on it. We're gonna get real good.
Oh, a combination.
Get real
on it.
crafty with
4
them.
round, 3-4 punch combination.
3-4 punch combination.
Mm.
Okay,
And
I see.
and they're gonna be like one of those like.
And you don't think Canelo gonna get back up, huh?
That's a good question.
Right, because he can't take a punch, but it's gonna be many coming. Yeah.
I'm just betting the answers here. That's all. I'm betting the answers. Make sure y'all.
I think he's gonna get it back up, but not well enough to go into the 8th round.
He's gonna get it counted.
All right.
That's deep. That's deep.
I got you.
Check that on that one.
You know the crazy part though is I'm closer to her than I am to y'all.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but
I
think-
to go there.
hold on.
but I was like, no,
So
I'm gonna be
I got-
diplomatic.
It's gonna be a technical knockout.
no, I think it is going to be a referee stoppage. I think it's going to be a late
Or throw
referee
in the towel
stoppage.
type of
No. Reynoso's not throwing in the towel. No, he's not throwing in the towel. He will never throw in the towel. But I think it's going to be a referee stoppage due to too much damage. I think Canelo's eye is probably going to be compromised. Something's going to be where he can't even see. I think Crawford is just going to piece him up overall. Yeah, 11th round. I say 11th round. I think he's going to open up a can in the 11th round. But I think you're going to start seeing the damage. You know, Canelo gets red fast. Canelo marks up easy. He just doesn't get hit a lot, but he's going to get hit a lot. He's going to get hit a lot. In this fight, he's going to get hit a lot. And he's going to get hit with precise punches in specific areas. And I think he's going to have a bloody nose, a bloody mouth, and he's going to have one of them big old oscos and can't see.
Body shots, punches and punches.
Yeah, well, I think the body shots are going to open up the combinations for him. I think he's going to go jab, body, and then 2 to the top. Just different 2, consistently just changing, switching them up. Yeah, and then it's from southpaw to the other side. So he's just going to be, it's going to feel like he's fighting 3 Bud Crawfords in there. In my opinion, he's going to feel like after about the 5th or 6th round, he's going to be like, there's 3 of them in here. Like,
So you say upset too then?
no, yeah. I'm saying an upset. Terrence Crawford, referee stoppage,
11 round.
do the damage, 11th round. Yep.
I want to go to the 8th round because I think Canelo, he's so strong. He's gonna make it to the 8th.
Okay.
I want to change mine to the 8th round.
Okay, no worries.
Okay.
8th round, we got it documented. We got it documented. Yeah, because on the post-fight analysis, we got to see who we got to start getting our analytics together and see who's accurate.
Can I add something?
Go ahead, you can add, of course.
I
We
say,
free talk
since I
right now.
said
Come on.
Shine, let me put that knockout in. If it's a knockout, it's gonna come in the 8th round too.
In the 8th round too, huh?
Say the 8th
Look,
round
the
too.
finish
If
on
it's
the
a
8th
knockout,
day.
Oh, that's the father's number. Huh? That's the father's number. Huh? That's the
It's
father's
over
number.
with.
Huh?
Time no longer, baby.
Ooh, he don't need a new day.
Hey, now let me ask y'all this question. Do you think a win, like y'all describing, an upset, do you think that would send a fighter like Canelo into retirement?
Yeah.
Like it did
I
Porter?
think he'll consider it, but from what I understand is there's a clause that won't permit them to retire after the fight.
Well, yeah, Cole, he got a 4-fight contract with Turkey Al Sheikh, so he's
wow.
not. Yeah, and then his last proposed fight is David Benavidez, so with the option to take it or
Oh,
not.
they can't
Yeah.
just retire.
No, I think, but I think
he
he might want a rematch though. I think that's a big money fight. I think if
he will. Do you think if he loses this fight, he's gonna take one a rematch?
Oh yeah.
Canelo, I think he has to.
I feel
Because
like,
he's not going to let Crawford steal his whole legacy.
look,
Yeah.
no,
You're gonna
I
have to-
feel like
You're gonna have
it's
to
how
take
he
it from me
get beat.
twice.
I feel like it's how he get beat.
I
Now,
agree
if
with
he
that.
get beat like how y'all describing how he gonna get beat, he might as well hang up he might well follow the
Yeah,
path
but
to,
listen, but let me
Mayweather.
but let me explain something.
But not him want to fight Crawford.
But-
unless there's a stipulation there too.
But let me explain
Have to
something.
give a rematch, whoever wins.
Yeah, but there's no rematch clause in here. By the way, there's no rematch clause.
No, okay.
You know, they might agree to one later.
Right.
You know, if it makes sense.
Right.
But there's no official
Yeah,
rematch clause in
I
the
think he
contract.
would send that man into retirement.
The thing is this though.
if
I-
it's an upset like
I
y'all
don't want you to think that I'm saying
Huh?
that.
They can't retire.
Oh, like a medical
They have a
with a
clause.
lead.
Oh, they got a clause.
Yeah, they have a
But,
clause
David-
because
But what
Crawford
if he
has
get
a-
beat down so
So
bad?
Hold on.
He can't even return. You never know.
Oh,
This is-
okay.
But what I'm saying is,
Crawford
I don't want you to
man.
think I mean that Crawford's gonna be bouncing his head around the
Right,
ring over.
right.
But he's just gonna hit him accurate. He's not gonna be winding up. He's just gonna
He gonna wind up.
accumulate. I think Crawford's just gonna be so accurate and throw so many punches that it's gonna accumulate
yeah,
and it's gonna swell him up.
yeah.
And it's gonna, his nose gonna get busted, his mouth gonna get busted, and his eye gonna get swollen to the point where the referee gonna see, can you see? Can you see? Can you
So
see?
y'all,
You know, you gotta
so
call it
y'all,
off.
so
I got little-
what
And
I'm
it's
getting
just
out
a
of
pity
what
pat. It's just a boom, boom, boom,
Franco.
boom. You know what I'm saying?
Franco,
Some
with
of
all
it's
due respect,
interesting,
what I
though.
hear y'all saying, I hear both of y'all saying that he's gonna beat up Canelo worse than Bevo did and Mayweather.
Yeah, because he's gonna hit him cleaner than they did. He's gonna hit him cleaner than they did. Yes, I agree.
Interesting.
Yes.
I can see that too. Him hitting them more so than Mayweather. Let's just say Mayweather. I can see him getting hit more so with Crawford versus Mayweather because he was younger when he fought Crawford.
Yeah.
I mean Mayweather,
Mhm.
and he moved. He was more.
He was in his prime. He was
Yeah.
he was
in his
young,
prime.
yeah.
So Mayweather called him at a good time.
He was a little green. Yeah.
He was still green, so he was more agile. He moved more
Mhm.
than with Crawford. But I think he's going to get so frustrated with the punches
Mhm.
with Crawford because Crawford, I believe, is going to do that switch hitting a lot.
He will.
And that's going to be to frustrate.
And I also think Bivol, the reason Bivol couldn't knock him out is because Bivol punches straight. Bivol doesn't do a lot of hooks. He was straight up the middle, straight up the middle, straight up the middle, hook, body, straight up the middle, straight up the, like majority of his punches were 1-2s. Bivol, over and over and over again. Yeah, he got a few hooks in there and whatnot, but he was moving away from Canelo as far as dodging Canelo's punches. That's what made him a mover. He wasn't moving Canelo. Crawford's going to move Canelo. He's going to turn him. He's going to turn him and turn him and turn him and turn him. He's going to turn him to the left and then hit him with a hook. Canelo looking that way. And he's finna throw it this way. You see what I'm saying? He's finna get out of Canelo's face. And
He's going to see it coming.
And he's gonna hit him just as much as Bivol, but from way different angles. The punches are going to be coming from everywhere. That's why I say he's going to be like, I'm in here with 3 of them. Where are they at? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's just accumulate, pop, 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 over and over.
All right. With all fairness, I want to pose this question at the panel because we got the viewing audience, and there's some Canelo fans out there. There's a whole bunch of them. Now, what happens in the other case scenario if Crawford ends up losing? Not saying he's gonna lose, because my prediction is he's gonna win. What you think the aftermath would that be? How would that affect?
Take his loss like a champ.
And he's gonna want a rematch too.
You think he's gonna want a
yeah,
rematch?
for sure. Because he done came up to the weight class. He's getting adjusted. And Canelo, I want to say he has an advantage. Like the advantage that he has like a whole country behind him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's fighting for, you know, his
Legacy.
people, his legacy. He has that, you know,
Crawford
that's
too.
Nebraska, baby. Omaha,
Yeah,
baby.
the
Omaha, baby.
But let's be real, y'all. Mexico,
For sure, for sure. But he gonna take what he can get. He got Omaha, baby.
Look, and you know,
we can't even
doing
get all the black people in America to come together.
they go right.
The thing about Crawford is he's so sure of himself.
Yeah,
He's confident.
And he's so confident
On
that
another
you
level.
have to know that he knows something we don't know. He is something he knows.
And that's what I feel.
And I feel like that is going to be what pushes him in the ring. Beyond anything.
Well, David, what was that question again, too?
I said, what, you know.
Oh, what happens on the other end if Canelo?
The other end of the spectrum,
Okay.
just say if Canelo beats Crawford and it's like an upset beat.
Like he beat him up?
He beat him up.
I don't think nothing happens to Crawford because Crawford
You don't
is
think he consider?
absolutely not. He still got his belts at 154.
And he's gonna move on.
And because it's be more damage to his career. Like if Canelo get the upset, if it's an upset victory,
it's more
damage to Canelo's career. It's because we could see that Crawford moved up. He's a champion. He moved up to his weight class, so it's going to be more.
He was trying to be great. That's just like
great.
Nothing happened when Canelo lost to Bivol. Absolutely nothing happened to his career. He's still the face of boxing, still the money man, still the payday. Yeah. Why? Because he was trying to go to 175 and be extra great.
And now even more so since that situation happened with Gervonta Davis and Roach not having that rematch because they were trying to say at one point he shared that title of being
the face of boxing
with Gervonta Davis.
And
but now Gervonta, because
he's doing circus fights.
Yeah, he's doing circus fight, you know, getting ready to fight Jake Paul.
Doing that?
Yeah. And you know, and let me ask you this question, Franco. I know y'all probably, but anyway, let me ask you this question. Now, with my man coming in the equation, I'm talking about UFC. You like UFC, right?
Oh yeah,
what's
you know
his
big
name? What's the old boy name?
Who? Darren Tiller?
No, what's his name?
Coming into boxing?
Dana White.
Dana White. Oh, yeah.
Now, how is that? Because we see what the emergence of what's going on with Gervonta Davis. Now they doing these little, you know.
Now Dana don't do circus fights. Dana do the best.
Oh yeah.
Dana's gonna make undefeated fighters fight undefeated fighters.
Okay,
he's actually creating a boxing league, and the way that it's gonna go is that Dana is gonna create the boxing league. He's going to develop all the amateurs, and he's going to make them all fight each other. Like he's going to put fight bonuses just like the UFC. And then once they get to a certain plateau, he hands them over to Turkey for Ryder season.
So it ain't going to be like no fake like
no, it's going to be like the Contender Series. No. It's going to be like it's going to be real boxing fights, but it's going to be in the format of like Contender Series, like the UFC Contender Series. And then once they get to a certain age or to a certain stage, they sign a big contract with Turkey Ali, and and that's he's like the farm system.
Either one of you see the
so he's gonna work like an incubator or something.
Yeah. It's a
middleman for like preparing.
But what do you call him? Like in high school, the scout. He's like the scout. He's scouting them, developing the talent in the minors, and then they move up to the pros. Yeah, but they're going to be professional fights though. But he's not going to let how you got like 3-0 fighter fighting an 0-3 fighter, and no one's paying attention to that back then. Right. You got guys padding the record. He's not going to let them pad the record from just like the UFC. Oh. From jump, you guys are going to have to fight real competition. Wow. We want to see who's really the best. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you got a 5-0 guy, he's going to fight a 5-0 guy, not an 0-5 guy.
Right. Exactly. He's going to weed out all of it. You get.
Exactly.
Oh, good.
Yeah, pad it back. And what's going to happen is it's going to make the O irrelevant again. It's going to be so many tough fights that when a fighter has 1, 2, and 3 losses, he's still considered one of the best and can beat anyone on any day. Versus everyone's just, I'm protecting my O, so you're avoiding certain fights. You know what I'm saying? Like and he doesn't want that. He wants because you got to take the stigma away from the undefeated fighter. If it ain't, if you're avoiding fighters and jumping over weight classes and jumping down weight classes to avoid fighters, then it's not a real, you're not really the best.
No.
You just are undefeated,
Yep.
but you're not the best.
Right.
The
best gotta fight.
You got to fight the best, and that's what makes you the best.
That old could be because you haven't come up against any good fighters.
Exactly.
Right? You fought a lot of amateurs, but you didn't fight anybody worth fighting. So yeah, it makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
Then you beat a lot of people in your country when you turn professional.
Yeah.
You come over here.
Yeah, I heard Devin Haney's
long
first
list
15
record.
fights were in Mexico. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, okay.
You came from Mexico, so I'm like, wow,
Did you all see the they had on YouTube earlier today where they had open fight night?
Oh yeah. Well,
fights
it's
going
3
on.
days of fights though.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the fight. They're airing it live on the Danzin YouTube, I think it is,
Yeah,
or
check
the
it
Ring
out.
Magazine
Yeah, it's
YouTube.
open fight
Yeah,
night.
they're doing a press
They
conference
started-
every night,
they
3 days in a
started
row.
today.
Yep. The open workouts, all of that stuff. They're showing all of that.
So what you saying real quick, and I'm gonna leave it alone about with Dana White.
Uh-huh.
So because I'm one night I set up and I started watching all this, stuff that they doing in the hood, basically communities where they'll put on this event where fighters come in and they fight each other. Do you think that Dana White gonna be pulling people who been good in that area on in an urban area? Pulling them
For sure.
Okay, great.
That's
That's what I want to see.
He's
because I would
a visionary.
rather see them
Do that.
but
He-
do that
they-
than be shooting and killing
He
up each
knows.
other.
He knows. Dana
That's
White
great.
knows
what a talent.
that it's in our blood to fight.
Yes.
He knows.
Turkey out
He
there.
knows.
He knows too.
Yeah, he
Terrence
knows.
Crawford spoke to that. He said you can go in Houston and you can.
Dana
find
is a
that-
scout. He's a real
Yeah.
scout. Look at you. That's how. Look at how many UFC shows he got with all this new talent. Where is he coming from?
Right.
He has. They're all the UFC gyms he built just to attract fighters, so he can look at them and bring them in. And if they do well enough on those little shows, he gives them
That's great.
a six-figure contract.
And now they got something to look
Right,
forward to.
they in the game now. Now it's if the grasp of your hand right
Yeah.
now. You just gotta give it your all and have the right people and mentality around you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Because most of the great fighters, they come from poverty, man. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And,
They know.
they can't get
All of them.
like they
Ray
say, they got it
Robinson,
from the mud.
Mayweather,
The face has been the face of boxing.
They got it from
and not just boxing. The base of competition and creativity.
Sure.
It doesn't matter, coming from poverty, whether you're doing music, whether you're doing arts, whether you boxing, catching balls, throwing balls, shooting balls.
Mayweather. Perfect example.
Nobody want to go back to poverty.
Yeah, they slept in a real small house.
Yeah, there was all of them. His
You heard
Uncle
him tell the
Roger,
story?
his father. Yeah. Two of his uncles, his
Mike
father.
Tyson too.
Yeah, Mike Tyson. Yeah,
Yep.
from Bronzeville.
Yep.
Yeah, he was out there stealing and killing, doing all crazy stuff at 10 years
Yep.
old, man.
Yes,
So, but that's that dog. That's what a lot of people don't understand, that going through something in life builds you up differently mentally. You know what I'm saying? Especially when the younger you are that you go through it. Yeah. Yeah, and he got a bad rap for that at one time. They was like, oh, how can you do? And he cleared it up. He said, no, look, my mama loved me. She believed in me. She knew they couldn't beat me. That's why she tried to pay him. She didn't lose no money. You know what I'm saying?
It was. I mean, I had to kind of try to understand that, because when she would say that they asked her a question, you never told your son that you love him.
But from a man, yeah, but listen, David, from a man's perspective. But check this out, and the reason I'm saying this, from a man, like she's a woman,
Yes.
and her husband wasn't there. He didn't have a dad.
Yeah.
So
Come
she
on,
had
break it
to,
down. I
right?
know you finna get
She
into it.
had to find a way
Yes.
to encourage him, to
Yes.
inspire him, and she knew he wanted my love. So I'm gonna not hold it hostage, but I'm gonna use this to create a man out of him. She
Right.
knew she had to
And
kind of
she came
twist
from a
it
family
around.
of boxers. difference. Because Terrence,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I get
But
it.
without having a guy there, without having a man there, she, like a couple things that she wouldn't tell him was, "I'm proud of him," and she, like she said, she wouldn't say that to make him go harder for it.
Yes,
And yeah, it looks weird, like, oh well, how can you do it? Because those are the tools that she had. You know what I'm saying? She had to do what she had to do. And she did it. And look at this. And this guy is one of the biggest guys in the world. And she right there every fight, dancing with him. Like, ain't no misunderstanding between them. It's the world on the outside looking in like this is weird. They on the inside, they thanking each other for how it happened. You know what I'm saying? So, kudos to her. It's a unique approach. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but as a man, I wouldn't do that. But I'm not a single mom. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I would do if I was a single mom and not trying to motivate a kid,
People always judge what they don't understand. They have to
exactly.
understand it to accept
I get it.
That was her way. And who are we to tell her how to raise?
No, that's her job.
Yeah, she did a great job.
She did a great job.
He about to be the most one. Look at him.
And most importantly, what I like about him too, he appears to be a God-fearing man.
And you see his family, all them kids, and they all together in the same house. He not flashy. He got a pickup truck. His wife got a GLE. His wife got the nicest car to everybody. He got a pickup truck. He like to go fishing, shooting. He's like, he a low key dude. And he always with his kids. They asked him on an interview like 2 days ago. They asked him if you can pick 3 people. They asked Terrence Crawford because they know he loves fishing.
Yeah.
They asked him if you can pick 3 people to go fishing with in all time, dead or alive, who would it be? You know what he said?
What he said?
My sons.
Wow.
My 3 sons.
That's beautiful.
He said he ain't have to think about it. My sons.
That's beautiful.
Above my sons. Above Mike Tyson, above this person, above Jackie, whoever.
That's
my sons, bro. And that tell you a lot. Like, you know what I mean? He is and you can see it through. He's always in the house. He's always on a bus. He's always, they all compete. They all are athletic. He goes to all their games. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is involved.
In a way, I know his sons love him because he like a little kid in himself, superhero. Eat candy a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I know
we all little kids pretending to be grown, bro. All of us.
And the Lord call us our children, his children. Right?
Yeah.
This is
all
good,
right.
Man.
Yeah, it was great. It's great. So we got the predictions. We got the unanimous decision, split decision. We got a KO. We got a stoppage. Outside of that, any last thoughts, David? Any last thoughts on the fight?
Man,
then we'll go down the road.
I just want to say I look forward to this fight coming Saturday. Man, I'm geek. I'm on 20. I'm on 20. I want to say this, man. I be so excited about fighting and boxing. I be asking them anybody at random, you watching the fight? Not even. I'm watching the fight. Most people, it's shocking to know that most people stop watching boxing during the Mike Tyson era in the Mayweather era. And it's like, what? What is you doing? I just can't believe it. That's how much I love boxing. Like I said, I'm a connoisseur of boxing and a boxing enthusiast. And I hope you guys tune in. It's going to be on Netflix. So, I ain't got no excuse.
Free 99. All right. Final thoughts, Joe. Final thoughts.
You gotta live in the house with him now.
Oh, okay. Well, we got on it.
Final thoughts, Joyce. Final thoughts on you.
Final thoughts for the fight. I'm just looking forward to this whole event. It's gonna be something to see. Phenomenal. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be all of that in a bag of chips.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
I wouldn't want to miss it for anything. I'm just glad that they can get this fight together. These two great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we are allowed to view it and partake and be a part of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Go down to history though. Fight.
Nice.
I can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Awesome.
I'm excited.
Zipporah, final thoughts. Final thoughts on the fight.
Okay, yes, very historic fight. So we did talk about I guess everything that Crawford has been through in his past. him being shot and everything.
Yeah.
I think with all of that, he's gonna fight like he has nothing to lose. Even though he does, but he's gonna fight like he has nothing to lose. He's gonna go in there and give it his all. I do believe it's gonna be an upset. But Canelo, like I said, he's great, not to take nothing from him. But I'm excited. The suspense, like I said, is just
cut a rug with it.
Yeah. Just watching it, I know my heart's gonna be racing the whole time. Yeah, and I'm glad you guys are having.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Joyce gonna cook. Joyce gonna have a famous egg rolls. They gonna be catered, and she'll have her daughter make them up to order.
Oh, nice.
She's gonna be making them while we're there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Best way to enjoy my egg rolls fresh
Yeah.
out the grease. So that's it.
I know they ain't got no shrimp in them.
Oh no.
I already know. We ain't got to talk about it.
You didn't have to ask.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna throw in one last quick thing too though. Take you by surprise real quick though. My last thoughts on the fight is I think it's gonna be an epic fight. I don't think we have no idea what's actually gonna happen. Like it's so many variables, that could happen. It can go exactly how we say. It can go opposite. Canelo can dominate. This guy can dominate. Right. It's
totally different view. Yes.
Absolutely. And that's why before we were live, I said, make sure I'm not putting nobody in the box because I wanted all the different perspectives from, to come out because I know that we're going to be different, and then when you put them all together, it's like, wow, that's a lot to consider when you're really looking at, they brought that up. She brought that up. He brought that up. She brought that up. It's like, oh, wow, there's a lot to consider here. You know what I'm saying?
And it'll be interesting as to once it all ends, how we can take a look at all our predictions and what we said. Oh, I remember when Joyce said that.
Post fight. So look, we're gonna listen. I'm gonna get a Google spreadsheet. We're gonna get some stats together for us. We're gonna get some stats for us.
Yeah,
we're gonna get some stats for us. Get a Google and we'll see how we do.
See what's up.
And then one day on the pattern's gonna be like, okay, he got a 60% prediction ratio. You got a 70% prediction ratio. Somebody else got a 50% prediction ratio. We can take a look at those things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, real quick though, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar. Just looking forward a little bit to November. November 22nd. Devin Haney, Brian Norman Jr. 147.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's a big fight. Big fight.
We talked about that.
That's a big fight. Fight. I'm looking forward to podcasting on that.
I ain't gonna lie. I knew of Brian Norman Jr., but I didn't know of him till I talked to you, Brother Franco.
Yeah.
Brother Franco, you opened up the door to let me understand that brother.
You see that?
That brother ain't nothing nice.
Nothing nice.
Very skillful. And Devin Haney is gonna definitely have his hands full.
Well, get your study on.
Okay.
Get y'all notes together because we are going to be doing the pre and the post fight podcast for that fight. That's a big fight, and all major fights, varying weight classes or whatnot. As long as it seems like our community is involved, I'm in. I would love to, to break down, just have fun with this thing.
Absolutely,
to have fun with this thing. So, with that said, I think we did a great job. By the way, for our first episode. I'm going to clean up the stream so we'll get some more views. Even though it's going to be post, we'll get some more views because I know one of the pages was locked and I couldn't change it at this time. But once we unlock the page, then everybody's going to see it like it's new. So and then the views will pick up on that end. But with that said, we appreciate you guys popping in, taking the time to check out our analysis. And we look forward to seeing y'all next week. If y'all know David Israel, reach out to him. He got a fight party.
We're going to have to open up
his limited seats.
Yard.
It may be limited seats. So hit him up right away.
the
And
projector.
yeah, you know, listen.
Yeah, we got chairs
David,
too. We got it ready.
Give us 2 years consistently, and we're gonna be on ESPN.
Okay.
Come on with it.
All right. Hey, man.
I'm a believer.
I got you, man.
Now you know.
Yeah, because see, ultimately, it's a method to the madness.
Ooh,
I'm gonna
I
leave
hear
it
you.
at that.
All right. So with that, we tuning out. We appreciate y'all for tuning in.